everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today we are going to be talking about the Pocono weekend that happened, the doubleheader for the Cup Series, and one race each for the Xfinity and Truck Series. But before we get into that, let's talk about the next weekend schedule, or well, races, which will be at Road America. For the first time, the Cup Series will compete at Road America. The Xfinity Series will obviously still compete there. Practice will be practice and qualifying will be back for Road America. So practice first on Friday, July 2nd for Xfinity, and then Saturday will be qualifying for Xfinity and the race as well for the Xfinity for the running of the Henry 180, and Cup Series will also practice on Saturday, July 3rd. Then on Sunday, July 4th, we'll be qualifying for the Cup Series and then the race for the running of the Jockey Made in America 250 presented by Quick Trip. So this will be broadcasted on NBC, so you can watch it obviously there, and you can also watch it on MRN, TSN, and I think the broadband of NBC. I don't fucking know. So that is the schedules for Road America. So let's go into the Truck Series. So the Truck Series, that was won obviously by John Hunt. Even check, is anyone surprised? No, no one is surprised about it. Second to him, it was his boss Kyle Busch, then Sheldon Creed, Tyler Ankrum, Austin Hill, Matt Crafton, Todd Gilliland, Zane Smith, Ryan Preece, Derek Kraus ran out the top 10. Then Josh Berry, Christian Eckes, Carson Hocevar, Ty Majeski, Chase Purdy, Tanner Gray, Ben Rose, Ryan Truex, Austin Wayne Self, and Lawless Allen ran out the top 20. Lawless Allen, if you're wondering, drives for Ryan Brothers Racing, which is pretty shit. Notable finishes outside of the top 20. In 25th place, we have Chandler Smith. In 26th place, Haley Deegan. 33rd place, Stuart Friesen. 35th place, Johnny Sauter. 36th place, driving for CR7 Motorsports, Grenenfinger. 37th, Bailey Curry. And 39th, Jack Wood. So events that really happened. Like, on the first lap, Jack Wood and Johnny Sauter made contact when they just passed the finish line. Jack Wood's bed, like the bed at the back of the truck or the ute, that went up, so Jack Wood was eliminated. I think Grant Enfinger had an engine issue. Bailey Curry, I can't remember what happened to him. Johnny Sauter, I think also had engine or transmission issue. So Friesen, however, he went up a little bit wide in turn 1, causing him to spin out and hit him really hard on the back at the back of the truck. So that caused him to retire. For the rest, obviously struggled a lot at Pocono. For the stages, Zane Smith won stage 1 and John Hunt Nemechek won stage 2. Next up for the Xfinity, so that was the Truck Series for running of the annual for the CRC Bracklin 150. Now for the Xfinity Series, and also was won by Austin Cindric. Second to him, very very close, was Ty Gibbs. Then Justin Allgaier, Noah Gregson, AJ Allmendinger, Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Jones, Jeb Burton, Josh Berry, and Maya Snyder ran up the top 10. Then Brent Moffitt, Michael Annett, Jeremy Clements, Santino Ferrucci, Brandon Brown, Alex LeBay, Ryan Sieg, Sam Mayer making his debut in the Xfinity Series for JR Motorsports, Jade Buford, and Tommy John Martins ran out the top 20. Notable finishes outside of the top 20. 35th place, Riley Herbst. 37th place, Harrison Burden. And 38th place, Justin Haley. And only one driver failed to qualify. That was Timmy Hill because of bonus points. So, firstly, Justin Haley. I think he got tagged by Sam Mayer from, exiting. Was it turn 1 or was it? I think it was turn 1. So exiting turn 1, Sam Mayer was up in the high side, up against the wall. Haley was there, below him. You would expect Sam Mayer just to back out of it because this was at the exit of turn 1. Obviously he didn't, so that caused him to wreck out. Actually having some pretty hard hits, but luckily he was okay. However, on the second Pocono race, for the Cup Series, he decided to not compete in it, which kind of makes sense. For Harrison Burton, he spun out, trying to, I think trying to pass, who was, I think it was Allgaier, if I remember correctly. He tried to pass Allgaier, um, spun out, hit the outside wall, his day was over. And Riley Herbst, I think he got tagged by someone, and then, he backed the rider up again, um, into the outside wall. His day was also done as well. So for the stages, I think if I remember correctly, I think it was Harrison Burton who won stage 1. I can't be bothered to check right now, but I think it was. And then stage 2, that was won by Ty Gibbs. Now, so let's first talk about the first Cup Series race. And the first Cup Series race, that was won by Alex Bowman. Second to him was Kyle Busch, then William Byron, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Kurt Busch, Joe Logano, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski ran out the top 10. Then Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, Bubba Wallace, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Almirola, Christopher Bell, Mark Truex Jr., Michael McDowell, and Chris Buescher ran out the top 20. The number finishes outside of the top 20 for race 1. In 21st place was Austin Dillon. 24th, Chase Briscoe. 32nd, Matt DiBenedetto. 33rd, Ross Chastain. 37th, Ryan Newman. 38th, Cole Custer. Now that the win streak that Kyle Larson was on, I think it was like a three race win streak, if you count full for the All-Star race, that's been over because of this race. I'll talk about how he lost. It was a bit of unluckiness. But what happened to Custer? I think he got tagged by Brad Keselowski. He was like on much older tires compared to everyone else. Everyone else around him had fresh tires. So he got tagged in the rear end by Brad Keselowski. He was trying to move down. Custer went up, hit the outside wall pretty hard. I'll probably maybe show some clips of like stuff that I'm talking about, just so you actually have an understanding about it. For Newman, I actually had no idea what happened to him. It didn't show in the highlights while I was watching, so I have no idea. Chastain, he hit the outside wall, if I remember correctly, and then he just spun out trying to get into pit road. DiBenedetto has some problems. Well, Briscoe, Dillon, they kind of struggled. So what happened to Larson? He was leading, leading after passing Bowman for 3 laps to go. Leading, I think he had I'm going to say it was like a less than a second of a lead. Going down to the last corner on the final lap, he cut a tire. I think the left front tire was flat, and that caused him to hit the outside wall, and Bowman just got an easy victory. So Bowman also won that race. Stage 1, that was won by Kyle Busch, and Stage 2, that was won by Kurt Busch. So both of the Busch brothers won a stage. And for the next race, for race number 2 of Pocono, that was won by Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch won after some excellent fuel mileage. Second to him was Kyle Larson, then Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Bubba Wallace finally getting 2011's first top 5. Then Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, Ryan Preece, Tyler Reddick, Joe Logano rounding out the top 10. Then Mark Truex Jr., William Byron, Austin Dillon, Denny Hamlin, Daniel Suarez, Eric Almirola, Michael McDowell, Matt DiBenedetto, Chris Buescher, Kurt Busch ran out the top 20. It was mainly about fuel mileage this race was about. But no finishes outside of the top 20. 21st place, Chase Briscoe. 22nd place, Ryan Newman. 24th, Cole Custer. 25th, filling in for Justin Haley was Justin Allgaier, so another Justin. 26th, Ross Chastain. 27th, Chase Elliott. 32nd, Christopher Bell. So I can't actually remember what happened. Oh fuck. All I can remember is just the fuel mileage that happened. So fuel mileage played a big factor at the end of this race. Obviously just gambling of how much fuel each driver had and everything, blah 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 blah. I think Hamlin had to pit, Byron had to pit, Kurt Busch had to pit, in like the final final lap. So that obviously cost them some precious positions. But Kyle Busch, actually pitting a lap later, if I remember correctly, than everyone else, and Kyle Busch just cruising to a very easy victory while also singing at some point. So that was So that was amazing. So yeah, he was singing at some point in the race, singing "Fly Like an Eagle." What a very interesting music taste like Kyle Busch has. So let's now go over to the standings, and we'll first start off with the Truck Series. And the Truck Series, oh, I wonder who's leading. It's John Hunt Nemechek. Now, first going to start off with the playoffs, because the playoffs is coming out very, very quickly for most of for all the series, I guess. So John Hunt Nemechek is in, including Ben Rose, Todd Gilliland, and Sheldon Creed. Um, Zane Smith, Austin Hill, Matt Crafton, Stuart Friesen, Carson Hocevar, and Chandler Smith, they are also in. If you wonder what happened to Grennan Finger, I do not think he's even classified. I don't think he's not even allowed to be in the playoffs apparently. So there's that. Looking inwards into the playoffs, Johnny Sauter, Tyler Ankrum, Austin Wayne Self, Derek Kraus, Ryan Truex, Haley Deegan, Tanner Gray, and Chase Purdy. Only 31 points separates both Chandler Smith and Johnny Sauter for the 10th and last place, so Chandler Smith is currently now on the bubble. I think the top 5 or even the top 7 are safe. Crafton, Hill, and, well, definitely Zane Smith and Austin Hill. Matt Crafton, a bit off the edge, even though he does have a plus 109 points, but I think he will still be in. Stuart Friesen, a plus 67. Carson Hocevar, 52. And Chandler Smith, 31. So those are the from Friesen to Smith, those 3 drivers, bit shouldn't really be worried about it, but just keep in mind because they're pretty how do I say this? They're close to the cutoff line, and they're a little bit at a risk of getting booted out. But I think this is possibly what the playoff drivers are going to be, most likely. For the actual standings, I'll give it a quick rundown. John Hunt, Nemechek, Ben Rhodes, Austin Hill, Zane Smith, Todd Gilliland, Sheldon Creed, Matt Crafton, Grant Finger, Stuart Friesen, Carson Hocevar ran at the top 10. The Chandler Smith, Johnny Sauter, Tyler Ankrum, also myself, Derek Kraus, Ryan Truex, Haley Deegan, Tanner Gray, Chase Purdy, and Rafael Lessard ran out the top 20, who's not even competing at all anymore. So practically it'll be Christian Eckes in the top in 20th, even though he is tied with him. So I guess he is 20th place. So that's for the Truck Series. Now we move on to the Xfinity Series, and Austin Cindric obviously still in the lead. H.L. Mendinger, Justin Allgaier, Daniel Hemrick, Jeb Burton, Harrison Burton, Justin Haley, Maya Snyder, Brandon Jones, Noah Gregson, Michael Annett, Jeremy Clemens running at the playoffs. So Cindric, Allmendinger, Allgaier, Burton, Snyder are all in the playoffs. I guess as well Hemrick, Harrison Burton, Justin Haley as well. I guess maybe also Brandon Jones. But it looks like the playoff picture is most likely going to be that as well. Brandon Brown, he's only 50 points below the cutoff line, and behind him is Riley Herbst, Ryan Sieg. So Riley Herbst, Ryan Sieg, Landon Castle, Alex LeBay, and Tommy Joe Martins. Ty Gibbs and Josh Berry are not eligible for the playoffs. So it's just these 6 drivers who will be eligible for the playoffs if they actually make it in it. So just for the points deficit, I guess maybe Gragson to Clements. So no, Gragson is plus 80, Michael Annett plus 56, Jeremy Clements plus 50. Obviously, you do need to win to make it in, or you can make it in via points like how Daniel Hemrick is most likely, including Harrison Burton, Justin Haley. I don't know about maybe also Brandon Jones, but Gregson, Annett, and Clements very, very close. But that is the Xfinity Series. Now we move on to the Cup Series, and Kyle Larson now in the playoff lead. Then Martin Truex Jr., Danny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Alex Bowman, Joe Logano, William Byron, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski ran up to top 10. Michael McDowell, Christopher Bell, and Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, Tyler Reddick, and Austin Dillon. So I guess from Bell to Larson, they're all
they've definitely locked themselves in. Hamlin for sure has locked themselves in with a plus 334 above the cut line. Kevin Harvick, I think he might be safe with 158 points plus. It is just Kurt Busch, Tyler Reddick, and Austin Dillon is where I'm a bit worried about. Kurt Busch especially with plus 3 above the cut line. Tyler Reddick a plus 48 above the cut line, and Austin Dillon plus 91 above the cut line. May not be a lot of all these points I'm saying. May not be a lot, but they only have like 6 races to go, or even 7 races to go for the Cup Series. So a lot of stuff can change. Looking inwards into the playoffs, Chris Buescher, Daniel Suarez, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Bubba Wallace, Matt Benedetto, Ross Chastain, and I guess also Ryan Preece. But I guess it is mainly going to be like from Buescher to Chastain. I think they probably have a most likely chance than the others. Um, Chris Buescher only 3 points behind the cut line. That's obviously because of Kurt Busch being in by plus 3. Next up, Daniel Suarez with a minus 48 points. Stenhouse and Wallace both have minus 54. DeBenedetto minus 60, and Chastain minus 72. So there is obviously a chance that this may shake it up. Chris Buescher was obviously used to be in the playoffs, but then Kurt Busch overtook him, and he's now in the playoffs. So we just really have to wait and see what happens in the future of all these 3 series, the Cup, Xfinity, and the Truck Series, because obviously many stuff can happen. So that is really about it. So just a reminder as well, next race will be at Road America for the Cup, Xfinity, and it's only for the Cup and Xfinity series, and that'll be on NB, and that'll be also on NBCSN. So that's it for me now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you guys on next time in the next one. Goodbye.